about to find out with some improvisation and witty banter. You'll have no doubt that, yes, there really is an answer. Kalamazoo.
Good evening, Kalamazoo, and welcome to Yes, There Really Is an Answer, the show that's part game show, part improv theater, part talk show, and all Kalamazoo. I'm Bannon Backus with Crawl Space Theater and Crawl Space Eviction, and I'll be hosting the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in for our 5th episode. We hope that everyone is continuing to hang in there. And as always, a special thank you to our essential workers. We couldn't do it without you. And I don't know about you, but one essential worker who I've been seeing a lot of is the Amazon delivery driver. And because of that, I now find myself surrounded by Amazon shipping boxes. And I don't want to just throw them away or recycle them. So I've been trying to come up with different ideas for how I can reuse them. And I've narrowed my choices down to 3. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to share with you viewers right now my top 3 ideas for how I can reuse my Amazon shipping boxes. Now, number 1, if I use all of them, I might just have enough for the pop cans that I have to return. Number 2, I could combine all of them to create one giant box and conduct an experiment involving Schrodinger's 275 cats. And number 3, I could use them to help Pat Sajak move out of the Wheel of Fortune studio because he knows that I'm coming for him. Don't you, Sajak? Yeah, you do. Get ready for your final spin, Pat. And now let's introduce our contestants. As our own Dana White brings them up. There they are. Wave hi, contestants. So good to see all of you. In the top right, we have Brian Duguay from Crawl Space Eviction. In the middle, we have Lindsay Adams from Small Victories. And bottom right, we have Paige Carreau from Family Secret. So good to see all of you. So what I want to do is I just want to take a quick second and kind of get reacquainted with everyone since it's been a while since I've seen any of you. And we'll start off with you, Brian. How's it going?
Sure, Bannon. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. You're looking good.
Well, thank you. It's the lighting.
Yeah. You've always had one of the most beautiful landings.
I bring lights with me wherever I go.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Those would be my small children, the lights of my life.
Aww.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. Very well done.
Sweetest lie I have ever heard.
Thank you. You know me so well.
I want to ask everyone a question, and my question for you is, what is one positive or the biggest positive for you that's come out of this pandemic? And we'll start with you, Brian.
Biggest positive from this pandemic. Funny thing, my wife got me, and I've mentioned this to you before when we've spoken,
Yes.
A master class.
Yes.
And it's brilliant. If nobody, they should be filming me now and I should be making money for them because I'm going to give them a great pitch.
Mhm.
Master class, if you buy one, it's like $90 and it's not probably worth it, which a lot of people said. But if you buy 2 of them for $180, everything is open to you, all the teachers and stuff like that. So I've had a blast with that with myself. But what this pandemic did is I started to share it with my kids because we started to teach them. And it is amazing for my boys. What's her name that works with Jane Goodall, who works with the chimpanzees, and all these things come up there. We just sort of pause it and we have these great conversations. But I would never have gone to that place if this pandemic wouldn't have happened. I would have just sort of been doing them for myself. But I mean, we've done at least 4 or 5. And continuing to do stuff, and it's fantastic. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it. Even for yourselves, there's brilliant stuff on there, brilliant people.
Nice.
So that's something that came out is that I started to share,
and started to teach your kids.
Yeah, I don't believe in teaching children. I think they need to learn everything by themselves. Otherwise, they become foolish adults.
I don't know any of those. So, about.
Well, we have to get you a child. I know someone that can give you a child, Bannon. And she lives with you.
Moving on to Lindsay. Lindsay, how's it going?
Hey,
Is she watching?
Good.
Is she watching? I hope she's watching.
I'm getting some interference.
Hi,
Lindsay.
Ashley.
So how have you been? It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Oh, good. Yep.
Trying to
And,
figure out which way to look
yeah, is
down.
there like a big positive? Any one thing that's kind of come out of the pandemic that's been a big positive?
Well, not as inspiring as Brian's, but I've been really preparing for, this as a hermit, and now that I'm forced to, truly embrace that inner hermit,
Mhm.
I really like her. And she's teaching me some things like how to entertain myself when I can't go anywhere. So yeah, just getting creative with nothing.
Well, you mentioned something earlier too to us that you just moved like 3 weeks ago. That had to be a bizarre thing to do during the pandemic.
Yep. I don't know where I live. I don't know what day it is. I don't know anything. I'm just living in the moment in this house that I just moved into.
So you mentioned like you're learning things like to keep yourself entertained and occupied. What's one of those things that you've discovered?
Well, right now they're quite boring because it's unpacking boxes and organizing, and sleeping over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But I guess finding pleasure in doing those simple tasks. So, yeah.
So not always having to like be beholden to, a deadline or.
Right. I would like take up knitting or something, but
Yeah.
some other stuff
Who
going
has
on.
the time?
Yeah. And boxes.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see you again, Lindsay. And last but not least, Paige. Paige, how have you been?
I've been awesome. I'm way more introverted than I thought, but other than that, yeah, I'm doing well. Can't complain.
Good. And do you have one kind of big positive that's come out of this pandemic for you?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is I realized that I actually do like and enjoy my husband. Like I hear so many or like read so many things of people complaining about their spouses or their kids. And we have 2 stepkids, and I'm like, I actually really like hanging out with you guys. So I hope the feeling's mutual. And we've just been playing a lot of board games, and they're both at fun ages. So 13 and 16. So fun is relative, but we're having a good time with board games and video games and just chilling out. So that's been awesome.
Nice. And I was actually going to say, I do see a lot of board games behind you. What's been your go-to?
Funny thing, we play a game called Pandemic.
Right.
Oh,
Legacy.
Yep.
So we play that as a family, and then we also play a game called U-Boat, where you're all different parts of like submarine operations, and it's a collaborative game.
Okay.
So a couple of times, like I'm the person on lookout that has to like tell the rest of the crew that there's a bomb somewhere, and I usually can't read that fast or I forget, and then we don't pass the mission, but it's fine.
How old are your kids?
13 and 16.
Okay.
So yeah,
that sounds like it could possibly make for a good quiet game for kids. Like
U-Boat.
We're gonna play U-Boat now.
There is one that you have to like get really loud, and it's like an app, and it's like you have to be silent. The enemies are searching for you.
The sonar is on. Don't make noise. The Americans are coming.
It's exactly what it is. So it's super fun. We recommend it. So
awesome.
It's at Fanfare. There's my
Fanfare is great.
Love Fanfare.
They sponsored us for a year with our shows, which was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And every month they would come with new games to give out to people, and I would learn so much because I'm like the basic, checkers, chess kind of guy. I don't do those other funny games.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I wish they would sponsor my husband because
is that his thing?
That's the
Oh.
thing. That's our whole family thing, but
Okay.
definitely his forte.
Nice. Well, it's good to see all of you. And for those who might not have seen the game before, let's explain to them how the game's played. Each contestant is going to take turns answering questions about Kalamazoo. There's going to be 6 questions total, each worth 100 points. And we're going to end the game with one final question that every contestant will answer. And that one is worth 300 points. That's right. I knew you all were sitting down, so I didn't have to tell you to do that beforehand. And after the final question, we'll see who the winner is. And the contestant with the lowest score is going to serenade us with a verse from that timeless classic song, I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo, in a cappella style. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, of course, our contestants have an improv background. So not only will they be trying to correctly answer each question, they're going to have to answer those questions as a character, which I'm going to allow them to choose right now. Starting with Brian Duguay, my favorite instigator. Brian, here are
I couldn't do
your...
it without you, Bannon.
What's that?
I couldn't do it without you.
I know. You can't punch someone if you don't have punch if you don't have a punching bag. All right. Now, Brian, here are your 3 character choices. You can be a kettlebell workout instructor, a man who is easily frightened, or a Pulitzer Prize winning author.
I would choose the man who is easily frightened.
Okay. The easily frightened man.
Woo!
All right.
Okay.
One of the lesser universal monsters, the easily frightened man. And what is your character's name?
Easily frightened man. Let's make him René Robert. René Robert. For Americans, René Robert. Let's make him a Frenchman.
Robert. All right.
Ooh la la. A Frenchman who is scared of everything. Ah?
Croissant.
Okay.
Oh! They burn me. There's croissant. Sorry.
Don't you dare apologize.
Oh.
No.
Okay, so Brian Duguay is an easily frightened man, and his name is René Robert. And next up, Lindsay. Here are your 3 character choices. You can be the fastest grocery bagger in the Tri-County area, an expert on sloths, or a cat hair crafter. Any of those
Those are all good.
sound appealing?
Oh my gosh. I would love to be really enthusiastic about sloths.
Awesome.
I can't even pronounce sloth very well. Sloth.
Doesn't matter.
Sloths.
Doesn't matter.
But
All right.
Do a lateral
Google.
lisp. Sloth.
sloth.
Sloth. Lateral lisp.
So Lindsay is an expert on sloths. And what is your character's name going to be, Lindsay?
Sally Stevens.
Awesome.
Love it.
Sally Stevens is how I'm going to pronounce it. But all
Sally.
right.
I will
Awesome.
pronounce it Sally.
And Paige, your 3 character options are a Hallmark greeting card writer, a flip cup champion, or a clockmaker who secretly prefers digital clocks.
Ah.
Any of those sound especially enticing?
Yes, because it's far from my realm. I'll go Hallmark. I'm pretty good at flip cup, but I'll go Hallmark.
Are you a flip cup champion?
Awesome.
I mean,
Flip
I'm
cup?
up there. I'm up there, like top 20 out of 100. I don't know.
All right. So Paige, you're a Hallmark greeting card writer. And what is your character's name?
Her name is Beatrice Willow.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this card by Beatrice Willow.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So a quick recap. Brian, you're an easily frightened man named René Robert. Lindsay, you are an expert on sloths, and your name, as I pronounce it, is Sally Stevens. And Paige, you're a Hallmark greeting card writer whose name is Beatrice Willow.
Yes.
And before we get to our game, remember, as part of our program, you, the viewer, are going to have an opportunity to ask each of these characters any question that you'd like. So after our first round of questions, we'll be taking a short break for a Q&A. And Dan, who is working behind the scenes, will post any questions that you have for a character. So start commenting with those questions ASAP, and your question might get asked. And now, without further ado, I'll ask all of you to get in character because we're going to start playing Yes, There Really Is an Answer. And now that we've started, I would like to welcome Renee Robert to Yes, There Really Is an Answer. How are you doing, Renee?
I am doing splendid this evening, Monsieur Benin. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Oh, do I detect a bit of an accent there, Renee?
Do you notice my accent? I don't notice my accent. I notice your accent. Your accent is American. You know what my accent is? Oh, you are.
I am from America. Where are you from, Renee?
You can't tell by my voice. Renee, I'm from Paris, France.
Russia. Oh,
mon ami. Je
the city of love.
Oh, you know the city.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that we, well, obviously you don't live there anymore. What brought you to Kalamazoo?
Well, I opened a little bakery on the corner.
Let me guess.
Downtown.
Do you sell croissant?
You are so obvious, you Americans, huh? No, no. I do bagels.
You do bagels?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
Yes.
And what's the name of your bagel bakery?
Chez René.
Chez René.
That's the house of René. Chez René.
Chez René.
Correct.
Well, I'll tell you what, Renee, I am definitely going to get myself a bagel from your fine establishment at some point.
Why, you know, I will send one to you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Just so you know, it's not going to affect your score, though.
Well, then you can come in and get one, huh?
Okay, fair enough. We'll keep it on a professional level. And speaking of professional, we better get to our first question. So, Renee, as our own Dana White pulls up that question, there it is. Your question is Western Michigan University the third, fourth, or fifth largest public university in the state? And Renee, yes, there really is an answer.
Ooh, I would have to say le troisième. Do you understand troisième?
I understand that you just said troisième, but I'm not sure what that means in English.
That would be the third.
The third.
Oui.
Okay. Okay. And an excellent guess, Renee. You have guessed that it's the third. Unfortunately, Western Michigan University is the fourth largest.
Ow!
Fourth. Oh.
Sorry.
Are you okay, Renee?
Oh, no, I get totally frightened when I answer things wrong. It brings spirits into the room with me.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, from now on, I'll try to deliver any bad news that I have for you as delicately as possible.
I like when you're delicate with me. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be as soft as one of your bagels, Renee. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have Sally Stevens. Hi, Sally. How are you doing?
Oh, hello. I am doing great, thank you.
It is so good to have you on our program because I understand that in order to be here, we had to pull you away from some sort of research that you were involved in. Is that correct?
Yes. We have a pair of sloths that.
A pair of socks?
Sloths. A pair of sloths.
Okay.
Yes. There are babies that were born 2 weeks ago. And we have them in our shelter, our sloth shelter, and we need to find some fosters for them because they're very delicate. And we are researching them because they have a genetic a defect that makes them super fast.
Wow.
I had a sloth once.
A sloth?
Yes, I had a pet sloth. His name was Santa.
Santa, the pet sloth.
Santa sloth.
That's fantastic.
Santa sloth.
Well, it sounds like your research is definitely very interesting.
Yeah.
How fast have you clocked these newborn sloths so far?
Oh my gosh, they are faster than kittens.
Faster than kittens.
Faster than kittens, and they're more playful too. They actually are genetically modified sloths that we've been researching, and we've been
GMS.
breeding them.
You're talking about GMS, genetically modified sloths.
Yes.
Fascinating. Well, I
They're
could go on all night talking about this, Sally, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit more as we progress. But for right now, we'll pull up your question. Question number 2 is for you, and Dana White pulling up that question a little bit faster than a sloth, at least your average sloth. And
Yes.
here's your question, Sally. How many homes in Kalamazoo County were designed by Frank Lloyd Wright?
Oh, I love Frank Lloyd Wright.
He's a great architect, isn't he?
He is. Yes, I would have to say 6.
6.
6 or 7, but I'm gonna say 6.
Okay, yeah, because I would ask you to choose one. All right, Sally,
6.
you're going with 6, and
Yes.
unfortunately, Sally, as you can see right there, the correct answer
Oh.
is 8. Very
Gosh,
close.
darn
though.
it.
Zut
Okay.
alors.
Everything will be all right.
Do you happen to find, Sally, that sloths are usually attracted to one type of architectural style over another?
Yes. Their favorites are the ones that are built in trees.
Mm-hmm.
The tree architects, the dads of the world, and the moms, the handy moms and dads of the world. They love them.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Mhm.
And speaking of sweet, I understand that next up we have Beatrice Willow, who has a very sweet profession. Am I right, Beatrice?
Sweet is a word for it. Tender moments are kind of what I pride myself on creating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm picking up some signals here. Do you have a sort of a mixed relationship with your career, Beatrice? Maybe you could share what your career is first, though.
I kind of struggled to call it a career because it's more of a lifestyle, and it's not just a job. It's a choice I've made. I bring joy to people's lives. I'm in a lot of your homes. Your grandmothers love me, so I create cards for the basic term of it, of cards for Hallmark.
Oh, wow.
So,
And yes, you're right. You are in a lot of people's homes and
yeah,
hearts.
I'm everywhere. Yeah.
I would say. If it's not a trade secret, would you mind discussing the subject of a card that you're working on right now?
Yes. This is a little special,
Okay.
but right now I am starting my own smelly cards. So they're the type that, just like those stickers that you could scratch and smell.
Yeah.
These are similar, same family, but they're lick and tastes.
Lick and tastes.
Yes.
Wow.
I
Hallmark
love
once
this.
again.
Yeah. So you just kind of lick and taste.
Interesting. And what's the
Hey,
first flavor
Beatrice.
you guys are trying out?
Oh, right now we are doing a special blueberry croissant.
Oh,
Ooh
Yeah,
là là.
croissant.
That's,
Yeah.
oui, absolument. Des American croissants. Oui?
Croissants is what they call them in the east side.
Yes.
and I'm sorry, Sally, I cut you off there.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to see if Beatrice could make me a card of a sloth, and it tastes like a sloth.
It depends on the part of the sloth, but I could do my
Not the
best.
sloth, but
Not sloth, but
the neck.
yeah. Send me a sample, and I'll get back to you.
I'll
Fair
get a
enough.
sample for you.
Fair enough. All right, Beatrice, we've got question number 3 for you. And as a reminder for our viewers, if you haven't already, be sure to comment with your questions for any of these lovely contestants, because we're going to be taking those questions after Beatrice answers this question. And that question is, to the nearest mile, how long is the Calhaven Trail, Beatrice?
Again, I feel like this answer could go in a lot of different directions. Mile, I kind of see as a relative term. But let's go with 400 miles.
400
Yes,
miles.
because of the song.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Fan of the song. I like it. Unfortunately, I'm just not sure if
Oh.
it's playing right now. As you'll see, the correct answer is 34 miles.
Hey,
But
some call them limes, some call them lemons. It's fine.
that is fine. All right, a good guess from Beatrice. So before we move on to our Q&A, which I'm very excited to get to, Renee, you have 0 points after the
Ooh.
first round. Sally, you have 0 points after the first round.
Ooh.
And Beatrice, you also have 0 points. But not to worry, because there's a whole other round coming up right after the Q&A. And Dana White will be pulling those up momentarily. And here is the first one from Beth Bradburn. And it looks like it's for you, Renee. So I'll let you take it from here.
Oui, René, qui tu fais du mal? Oui, très, très mal. Maintenant, mais stomach est mal.
And for those of us who are faking politeness, could you tell us what Beth is asking you in English?
Am I feeling bad right now? Mal.
Okay.
Or sick? And I said, oui, I am feeling quite bad right now because I have 0 points.
Mm-hmm.
C'est
My
tout.
condolences.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
also
Beatrice, you too have 0 points. I wouldn't get too fancy with your condolences, huh?
Okay. All right.
Mm.
All right. A little friendly competition. I appreciate
It
that.
is a competition, no?
It is a competition, but remember that qualifier, friendly competition.
Oh.
And speaking of friendly, up next we have a question from Diane Calms. And this, I believe, is going to be for Sally. Which sloth is more likely to win in a fight? Two-toed or three-toed, Sally? Great question.
Oh, yes, definitely the two-toed. Yes, because the third toed just gets in the way. The two-toed, right for the eyeballs. Nobody has 3.
Interesting.
So yes, the third toe gets stuck, and you can't penetrate the eye. So.
Just out of curiosity, have sloths developed a natural defense for that in the form of this? Has that been developed?
Yes, recently we have been seeing that, especially in the quick ones.
Oh.
The slow sloths, they don't do that because they're like,
Right. That would be a problem.
I think it depends on who they are fighting. If they are fighting another sloth, they have plenty of time to go.
That is true. So
it's a good point. This watch out for this guy. He knows more than just bagels.
We talked about this at the bakery, actually. Renee had the same question.
Oh, so you've actually been to Chez Renee?
Every morning.
I love the sesame seed, everything bagel.
Well, thank you
so
very
good
much.
and tasty.
Yes. You are the one that introduced me to the everything bagel, so I make it for you every day. I think of you.
And you put everything on it. Everything.
I put everything on for you. Everything. Only for you do I put everything on.
That explains my last order from there, but that's fine.
Oh no. You've been to my shop before. You've been to Chez Renee?
Once.
Was I there?
I'm trying to block out those memories, but I think you were.
Oh, I'm
surprised.
I think I would remember those eyes of yours.
Yeah, it was April 3rd.
April 3rd. So soon. So not too far away. That's funny because I don't recall. I'm so sorry. You stop in again. I do my best for you again, huh?
Does that sound acceptable, Beatrice?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Just make sure it's a different day, right? Then Sally, I don't think I could do
Fine.
everything on 2 bagels in the same day.
I take it all.
Okay. Well, moving on, we have a question from Meredith Frank, and it's for you, Beatrice. What does your new Father's Day card taste like?
The new Father's Day card that we're going with is a little bit of abandonment. So we're trying to really knock that flavor down so that we can put into a card.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds halfway tasty.
Yeah. Well, it depends. There's a little bit of Bud Light mixed in it, and PBR. I can't forget,
Okay.
and a little bit of ashtray dust that we're going to sprinkle on top. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm going based off of my own childhood, which feels inspired by many others.
Sure. Are you getting any taste inspirations from that, Renee?
I would say I like the ashtray,
Yeah.
the
Is there
dust
room?
from the ashtray, because I think that would add a nice consistency to the top of a bagel. No?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So
you-
maybe we can work together on something like this. For Father's Day, we can have your cards and my bagels in the shop together. Huh?
I will provide some ash for your scents because I taught my sauce how to smoke the fast
Wow.
ones.
Really?
I
Now,
think this is
And I would
tasty.
have to let you know that Sally has plenty of ash.
Plenty of ash.
She shares very well.
So
I've
much
never
ash.
seen her ask, but
Yeah.
all
sounds
right.
good.
She shares it
smells.
quite often.
Well, as interesting as this has been, we do have to get back to the game. However, before we get back to the game, just a quick reminder, if you'd like to support Crawl Space Theater Productions, please do so. And a great way to do that is by purchasing e-gift cards on our website. They're a great way to get ready for our live shows as well as any upcoming classes that we might have. Speaking of classes, this Tuesday, we're going to be hosting an online reading of some of the sketches that came out of our recent sketch writing workshop. So be sure to visit crawlspacetheater.com or Crawl Space Theater Productions on Facebook, and you'll be able to stay up to date on things like that by visiting those places. And now, without further ado, let's get back to the second round of Yes, There Really Is an Answer. And we're back with question number 4, and this is for you, Renee. And your question is, who is the current mayor of Kalamazoo?
That's an interesting question, because you see, when the COVID virus came here, I lost my memory.
Oh, wow.
For some people lost their taste. Thank God I did not lose my taste, because, as you know, I am a baker.
Mhm.
But I would, at least before I lost my taste, the mayor was Bobby Hopewell.
Okay, are you sure with that answer? Because
Well,
you know, as a
unless it
small
changed
business-
since I lost my taste,
Well, I'm not at liberty to
I'm
say.
absolutely positive. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, Bobby just walked up my stairs.
Oh, was that Bobby?
It was Bobby. He comes visits.
Okay.
At least I still call him the mayor,
Okay. Well,
especially when he visits.
well, I'm sorry to say, Renee, that Bobby Hopewell is not the right answer. Your memory
no.
might be worse than you thought. The correct answer is David Anderson. David Anderson. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to.
You didn't take it gently for me.
I'm so sorry.
Hey.
Yeah, all of this talk of ashtray bagels and PBR has me a little on edge. I apologize.
I will try to forgive you.
Okay.
Maybe later you can say things softer to me, please.
Okay. Well, let's try and work the forgiveness into the show. And moving on for question 5. This question is for Sally. And Sally, your question is: the director of the 2000 film Charlie's Angels was born in Kalamazoo. What is his name? Are you a big fan of cinema,
Oh.
Sally?
So much, so much.
Mhm.
I do enjoy it.
How about the sloths? It would seem like they would enjoy sitting down and watching a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, my former sauce, they would. These
Mhm.
quick ones, though. Let me show you one real quick.
Oh,
I've got to catch it
Okay. Careful.
Oh, I can't quite catch.
Oh,
Oh,
you get
here
it?
it is. Here it is. Here is my sloth.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
It
Oh,
is
leave a cuddle.
fast.
Leave a cuddle.
Oh, careful.
Okay.
Careful, Sally.
Okay. I got it.
It's going for your nose. Sally, it's going for your nose. Careful.
Use the move, Sally. Use the move.
Okay.
Okay. I'll put it back.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Whoa.
Does that scare you, Renee? I know you get scared.
Yeah, that was very
Renee,
scary.
okay.
He was moving so quickly I could not see. Was he a two-toed sloth or a three-toed sloth?
If he has 2 on one and 3 on the other. We're still working that one out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You've got a
I
lot of
liked it.
research to
Yes.
do.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, there are some things that you're not going to be able to research, like the answer to this question.
Oh, yes.
Once again, that question is: the director of the 2000 film Charlie's Angels was born in Kalamazoo. What is his name, Sally?
Oh gosh, I was trying to distract you with the sauce, but I really don't know the answer. I'm gonna say Steven Spielberg.
Steven
Oh.
Spielberg. And
Spielberg.
you
That'd be
know what?
close.
I would have loved to have seen that version of Charlie's Angels. Unfortunately, Steven Spielberg did not direct that film. It was Mick G.
Oh, Mick G.
Oh,
Everyone makes mistakes. You'll be all right.
Oh, thank you. Can you send that in a card for me, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Can it smell like the sloth?
I'll
Please?
I'll make sure I do my best to smell like a sloth, and I'll scent it myself.
Thank you. Thank you.
wow.
Thank you
That's
so much.
nice of you, Beatrice.
Yes.
Appreciate
There's
that.
an upcharge, but not for her.
Oh,
Oh, so kind.
very nice. All right. Moving on, it's our last question of the final round, question 6. And this is a visual question for you, Beatrice. The following heavily distorted picture shows something that is located in Kalamazoo. What
Okay.
is it? And Dana White will pull up the picture here momentarily. And there it is. What do you see, Beatrice?
Well, that's interesting. I see a lot. I'm taking in a lot from this image.
Mm-hmm. And I would have
Yeah,
to assume, Beatrice, that in the greeting card industry, the pictures are just as important as the words. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure she's so sure. I think she does not agree with you. She was just being very friendly. It sounded to me, but what do I know? I am French. Like she thinks the words are more important.
Well, by all means, Beatrice, there's no reason to have to send me an apology card. If you disagree with me, that's fine.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say words are more important. S'il vous plaît, Sir Rene.
Well,
Yeah, oui. But smells are really my forte. But from this image,
Yeah.
what I'm taking in is a little bit of the Kalamazoo Civic Theater is really what I'm feeling at this moment.
Kalamazoo Civic Theater. And that is a great guess, Beatrice. Unfortunately, it's not the right guess. It is the Kalamazoo State Theater. The Kalamazoo State Theater.
Should have known with the red drapes.
That's okay. Are you much of a live theater goer, Beatrice?
I like the snacks. Yeah, the snacks.
Snacks are great.
Yeah. My mom used to pack a little bit of a Ziploc bag of this or that, which was a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So.
Mm-hmm. And a little illegal, but very nice.
I didn't see the police there, so.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, let's recap our scores really quickly. After the end of our second round, Renee, you have 0 points.
Oui.
Sally, you have 0 points. And Beatrice, you also have 0 points, which makes our final question also important, contestants. And it's a question that we like to call Kalamazoo, Portage, or blank. Kalamazoo, Portage, or blank.
It is a very close race.
It's a very close race. In America, we have a word for it. It's called a tie.
Oh, that's funny. In French, the tie means the thing you put around your neck.
It also means that here too. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Moving
that's
on.
nice.
The blank for this round of Kalamazoo Portage or blank is Spuds, Florida. Spuds, Florida. So here's your question, contestants. Which city, Kalamazoo, Portage, or Spuds, Florida, had a camp built there for German prisoners of war during World War II? And I'll give you a moment to write down your answers to display them in a second. And while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and read that question once more. Which city, Kalamazoo, Portage, or Spuds, Florida, had a camp built there for German prisoners of war during World War II? And as you take your final moments to do that, I'll just let our viewers know to stay tuned for another edition of Yes, There Really Is an Answer, and stay up to date on all things Crawl Space Theater by following Crawl Space Theater Productions on Facebook. And also be sure to sign up for our email updates. As always, we promise not to spam you. And if local game shows and the like have kind of become your thing, you're in luck, because Farmer's Alley also usually has something going on online. So be sure to check out their Facebook page for details. And we'll check in with our contestants now. It looks like Renee is ready, and it looks like Beatrice is ready. No surprise there. She has a lot of experience writing. And it looks like Sally is just about ready to wrap up. And
Yes,
now.
I am.
All right. So for our viewers, I'll read that question one final time. Which city, Kalamazoo, Portage, or Spuds, Florida, had a camp built there for German prisoners of war during World War II? And I am going to ask Renee to go ahead and hold up your answer first. What's your answer, Renee?
I'm not sure if this is actually fair. You see, I know the true answer to this because Budweiser, you know the beer, you call Budweiser beer here.
Yes.
So Budweiser beer, the recipe is a German recipe, but they make it especially with potato called spuds. And the reason that they went to using potatoes is because of Spuds, Florida. Spuds, Florida. It was grown there to begin with, and that's where the recipe for Budweiser beer came from.
Wow.
Spuds,
So smart.
Florida.
So smart, Renee.
Florida. Well, I'm not sure I follow your reasoning for that, but I have to say that Spuds, Florida is the correct answer. So congratulations.
You are welcome.
You're
Well
on the
done,
board with
Renee.
200 points. All right. Moving on to Sally. Sally, would you like to go ahead and display your answer?
Yes, I would. Spud.
My goodness.
Spud.
I actually just have to check with the producer. We've never had a drawing answer submitted, so I have to see if that's legit. Is that legit?
A tent with prisoners of war.
She's dealing with GMSs.
Oh, that's great. We could use you
Genetically
at
modified
the
sloth.
mark.
Yeah.
With drawing like that in your sense,
All right.
the two of you could have a wonderful card together.
It could smell like spuds and prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt any kind of business dealings, but Sally, my producer, said that it's okay that we give you the 300 points. So you also are on the board with 300 points, Sally. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And Beatrice, you are up last but not least. And can you display your answer, please?
Yes. Nothing else needed except for
Florida. Wow. Congratulations, Beatrice. Obviously, you have given us the right answer, which of course means that at the end of this final question, Renee, you have 300 points. Sally, you also have 300 points. And Beatrice, you also have 300
The mayor just left. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
Bye,
no.
Mayor.
But Bobby just left. He says goodbye to everyone.
Oh,
au
okay.
revoir.
If
Was a
not-
pleasure.
Oh, Paige, that is what am I saying? Beatrice, that
No.
was beautiful. Your pronunciation is ooh la la. Huh?
All right, easy, Renee. Easy, Renee. Now, usually this is the point in the game where the person or people with the lowest score have to sing a verse from "I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo" a cappella, and
Well, we all have the lowest score.
that is true. But another way of looking at it is that you have all tied for the lowest score. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have all of you sing the first verse from I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo.
Oh,
This will be lovely.
Oh, it's
Lovely.
absolutely going to be lovely. And Sally, if you'd like for your sloths to get in on this, by all means,
Oh,
feel
yes.
free.
I'll get my slower ones. The other ones are they're outside.
Okay, fantastic. So as you pull up the lyrics to the first verse for I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo, and Sally gently grabs her singing sloth,
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
count you down, and you're going to serenade all of our viewers along with myself to an a cappella version of I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo. In 3, 2, 1, take it away.
A,
I-
B, C,
E,
D, E, F,
F,
G,
G,
H. I got the girl in Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo.
Don't want to
Want to
boast,
boast,
but I know
know
she's
she's
the
the
toast
toast
of
of
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo.
Zoo,
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 zoo.
zoo, zoo,
Years
zoo,
have
zoo.
gone by.
Bye.
My, how she
My,
grew. I
good
like
like
the
her
books
books
when I
when I
carried
carried
her
her books to
books.
carts
in
in
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo,
Zoo,
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 zoo, zoo,
zoo.
All right,
zoo.
give yourselves a huge round of
Thank
applause.
you.
Oh,
One
that
of the
was
Thank
best
you so
renditions
much.
that I've ever seen. I wouldn't want to stop you, but I saw that the sloths were getting tired.
I'll put that
Really
to the
quickly,
rest.
yeah, of course. And
they were
really quick,
singing harmony. I've never heard a sloth sing harmony before. That was
They're
beautiful.
so good. So
Mhm.
good. We
Did
sing in the shower every morning
oh, I
together.
didn't know they liked water. They sloth.
That's another breed. We're
Ah,
breeding.
I
All
see.
right. Well, we're going
Well,
to
I'm
continue
sorry.
this conversation behind the scenes because right now I have to thank all contestants for joining us, everyone watching, everyone a part of Crawl Space Theater. Be sure to take care of yourselves, viewers, and remember to help control the bat population. Have your bats spayed or neutered. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Banan.
Kalamazoo, you are about to find out with some improvisation and witty banter. You'll have no doubt that, yes, there really is an answer. Kalamazoo.